Hello, everyone. Welcome. About to just start here. Glad to see you all here. I'm going to go live now on Facebook and on Instagram, and then we'll begin. So, happy 2023. It's kind of hard to believe that it is 2023. Feels weird to say that. In spite of all the chaos around us that we kind of are witnessing, I actually feel pretty hopeful about the year, about the new year. One of the things that I've been feeling, and I know probably a few of you feel too, is that we're this year, especially, this has been going on for the past few years, we're seeing the 3D world, the world of separation, of division, of us versus them, all that sort of conflict-based stuff really crumbling into chaos. And it's going to keep getting more and more chaotic the more things roll along. And what I've personally been doing is doing my best to just observe what's happening without getting sucked in to the fear that, or to the lower vibrations of it. That's fear, it's anger, it's confusion. And that's really going to be our task this year, is to be witness to this sort of raging of the old, the collapse of the old, and not get sucked into it, and keep our vibration high. And so some people get, they hear, you might hear people talk about keeping your vibration high. And what does that really mean? And does it mean we're avoiding, or we're not having compassion? No, it doesn't. It really, in my view, at least, it means, allowing the emotions to be felt, we all have our triggers, we all have lessons we're working on, we all have patterns we're working on breaking. But if we get sucked into a state of perpetual fear or depression or anger, and we know when that happens because we just feel off, right? And that's all normal, right? That's part of being human, but we want to do our best to lift ourselves out of it. And how do we do that? Surrender, higher guidance, light, quieting the mind. So much of what I've been experiencing personally, and I know a lot of you probably are too, is just noticing things happening around us, patterns that may, seem to surface that we've already been through. Like, why is this happening again? Why am I dealing with this? I thought I already cleared this. And it's often with other people. And so the best thing, for me, what I do is I just say, okay, I see this is happening. I notice that maybe I'm feeling triggered by something. And you notice there's a trigger because you have an emotional reaction to it. And then if we could just say, okay, well, what am I meant to be learning? Just asking that question, what am I meant to be learning from this situation, can really help us move through the emotions and notice what's the feeling and what is it connected to? Where does it come from? How can I understand this feeling a little more? And in that process of clearing, we are clearing out the gunk. We're clearing out the programming. We're clearing out the past life trauma that we've carried with us for lifetimes in this lifetime, which is what it means to raise our vibration. Because that stuff is not, it's like baggage, right? It's like carrying a lot of heavy bags that making it hard to walk because it's heavy. So when we think about light, what we're being asked to do as we move into 5D, and for those of you who may not be familiar with that term, 5D is the consciousness of love, of healing, of unity, of spiritual connection with each other, with the earth, compassion, understanding, and it's seeing through the illusions of the 3D matrix. And that's where we're moving. That's where the earth is moving, and that's where we're moving. But in order to get there, there's all this stuff to be cleared away. So I encourage you as much as you can to unplug from the news, unplug from the media. There's all kinds of things being shared right now in social media about, a sports injury. And some of you know what I'm talking about. And I football injury. And it's, I've watched that, and I definitely have my opinions about that. But I also see that what happens is when we go to that place of fear or of division or anger, that I'm right, you're wrong. The ego wants to be right? That's the ego. It wants to be right. It wants to say, I told you so. It wants to perpetuate division. And that is not where we're going. What I personally am working on doing is, we see these things, we see what's happening. And unfortunately, we're also seeing a lot of people suffer and get very sick. And that's heartbreaking to watch. Yet, how can we not have our energy be sucked in to somebody else's experience and somebody else's soul path, which is not ours, to try to fix, to try to, as much as we want to help them, how can we allow other people to go through their own process of soul growth, of awakening, knowing that this is part of the plan, that they have to go through this process, that their soul has chosen to go through this. So when we think of it that way, and we think that one of our biggest tasks is to just keep ourselves aligned, our energy aligned, especially if you're here, you're probably a light worker, which means you're here to embody light and anchor in that light. And, everywhere you go, even if you're not saying anything, even if maybe you do say things sometimes, but you're still holding that vibration. And that is so of the utmost importance, is focusing on our vibration and keeping and being in that flow. So what I want to do this evening is bring us into this vibrational alignment or attunement with the highest vibration there is, 432 hertz, the vibration of the earth, also known as a Schumann resonance. So the earth, it's, vibrates like the core of the earth, the elements of nature give off this frequency of 432 hertz. And I don't know if some of you got an email from me, but I shared a link to this website called Phi Tribe. It's actually a YouTube channel, PHI Tribe. And my friend Brandon Thomas from the Expanding Reality podcast told me about it. And they have all kinds of music that's at that 432 hertz. Solfeggio, sort of binaural beats music. So if you want to sort of instantly attune, go listen to that music. Also, my friend Ben Carroll, who does sound healing, everything he does, he's so gifted. Ben Carroll music, he sings and he plays crystal singing bowls. His is all at 432 hertz as well. So the more we listen to that, a lot of meditation music is, but not all of it. The more you listen to that, usually will say 432 hertz, you're tuning your vibration to that vibration of love, of unity, of peace, of harmony. And so what we can do this evening, I'm not going to be playing music, although my husband is a musician, so someday I'll get him to play some background music. That'd be cool. We can connect in with the earth and that vibration and attune to it. One thing that I do every day is go outside. I find a different tree to hug every morning, and I just wrap my arms around that tree and just put my ear next to the tree, put my heart next to the trunk of the tree, and just feel the energy of that tree. And that is, I'm kind of attuning, and you can feel it. It's really powerful. In the summer and the fall, when it's warmer, I lie in the ground. And so when we're doing that, we are also attuning to that frequency of the earth. And then, the goal is to carry that with us as much as we can through our days. I don't want to go too much into this, but it's said that the frequency of music that is on the radio is not at 432 hertz, it's at 440 hertz, which is more of a discordant frequency. Doesn't mean we don't listen to it, but it's not going to bring us to that vibrational place that we necessarily want to be at. The future of healing in every way is going to be through sound. Just watch. It's going to be through sound. That's, we actually listened as a family to my friend Ben's sound healing meditation the other day, and all we do is just lie down and just you feel the tones falling through your body, and it's just there's a sacred geometry happening. The cells are changing, and if you can even look at pictures online of what happens when at 432 hertz to cells, it forms these beautiful like flowers. So it's magical. There's so much to learn about frequency, and also multidimensional beings. That's how they communicate, is often through sound. Pleiadians, Arcturians, it's telepathic, but they have some of them, in my belief, have they don't speak words, they communicate through different sounds. And so that's where we're going. We're learning how to do that. So it's really exciting. So, all right, let's bring in this frequency, shall we? So, okay. Everybody can hear me okay, right? I'm assuming if you couldn't, you would have told me by now. Good. All right, so let's close our eyes. And just take a few deep breaths in. Slow exhales out. Breathing into the belly. Breathing in lots of air into the heart and lungs, filling it up, and then slowly letting it out, emptying the lungs. Blowing up like a balloon. Feeling so much expansion as you cleanse and clear, and as you exhale, just really slowly and intentionally let the air out, deflating that balloon. Releasing, letting go what is not necessary in your body at this moment. Now allow your breathing to flow naturally. And just observe how you're feeling. Notice if you're holding any tension in your body, if your shoulders need to drop a little, if you need to adjust your position to allow more flow. And you can work with the breath to do that. The breath is already moving because that's what it does. But in this moment, see if you can follow that breath. Follow its expansive flow through your body, in and out of your body. It's breathing itself. There are organisms within the ocean, on coral reefs, jellyfish, sponges, that breathe, that move in this sort of a breath formation, expanding, deflating. This is the natural flow of the universe. Everything is in a state of expansion and sometimes contraction. And so all you're doing is just noticing that you are part of that universal flow. And bringing your awareness to the divinity that is within you. Each of your cells pulsating with energy. And these cells receive so much. They receive information through our thoughts, through what we're saying to ourselves, through the energy and information we're taking in from our environment. They receive energy through sound, through our food. And so let's send each of our cells in our bodies right now, let's send them just pure unconditional love. Just like a wave of love flowing towards you and washing through you. What would that feel like to be in a wave of unconditional love? So soft and warm and gentle. Allow it to wash through you. And as it does, begin to bring into your awareness a humming. You may imagine that it's like the sound of Om, which is the sacred sound of God, of the I Am presence. And that Om resonates throughout nature. If you were sitting at the bottom of the ocean, a warm, pleasant place, maybe imagine you're in a glass container or something, a glass house, very safe. You would hear a vibrational sound, a humming. Maybe it's lower. Just like when we hum and snails come out of their shells, there's a reason the snail resonates with that frequency. So in this moment, maybe you actually hum. Allow yourself to, you're all on mute, allow yourself to actually hum and notice what this feels like for a moment. I'm going to do that too. Just sit with the sound. Allow it to reverberate through your cells, through your body. Hear it in your mind, or you can continue chanting Om or a different mantra of your choice. Let's just take a moment and bathe in this frequency. Notice how, like a snail, that emerges from its shell to stretch towards the sound, how your heart opens with this intonation. Notice how your cells become activated and all your strands of DNA, which had once been dismantled and disassembled, are now realigning, restructuring, receiving more and more vibrational frequencies like this. You're attuning to the sound of the universe, to the heartbeat of the earth, to the resonance of the I am presence of Source. And feel this activation, this opening, this blossoming like a lotus flower blossoming in your heart, just opening up, soaking up this resonance. Allow the resonance to flow, allow the sound to move, pulse through your body, especially to areas where it may be needed. Just imagine waves reverberating up and down, circulating around through your body. Carrying with them the sound. Allow these waves to spill out into the space around you, into your energy bodies. And this is how we give off frequencies that others around us can feel. This is how we raise the collective vibration on Earth, simply by raising our own vibration into this flow, into this place of peace and oneness. So just taking a deep breath in, exhale out, and set an intention in this moment to remember this, to seal this feeling, this vibration into your cells, into your cellular memory, so you can retrieve it at any time, that you can instantly retrieve it when needed, even in times where you're in lower vibrational places. That's sometimes part of our soul mission, is to move in and out, bringing light where it's needed, but setting this intention to always return to the Om sound, to the resonance within the earth, which is also within you. But as humans with free will, we can choose if we want to resonate with that or not. And in this moment, you are making that choice, saying yes to allowing this resonance to be part of who you are and who you are becoming as a fifth dimensional being in a human body. So coming into gratitude now with your hands in prayer position, if you like, to your heart center, or having your hands over your heart or in your lap, just giving thanks. A lot of multidimensional beings here with us, supporting this process, honoring them. There's so many, they just love us so much. Honoring your own highest self, any other divine guides who've been here with you. And then you can stretch out, come back into your body. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. I don't often do chanting, and I wasn't planning on actually doing that, but just came to me, and I'm going to share with you all something which I don't often talk about for some reason. But when I was birthing my son, it was pretty intense childbirth experience, and I didn't have any medicine. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Amanda. I didn't have any medicine. I didn't have any painkillers, any of that stuff. And it was just so unbelievable. I was like out of my body. I just started chanting Om. And we had a midwife there, and I was doing it higher. I was going Om, and it's like, do it lower, Om, and it helped. She was right. It just that lower sound, and it really it brought it, I was just channeling this life force energy, and it was the only thing that helped. I had all these other plans what I was going to do, but it was really amazing. This was in 2011, before I started waking up. I wasn't even doing a lot of spiritual stuff at that point, so it just came to me. It was just really interesting. And also the 432 hertz frequency is lower, as lower than 440. So it's an interesting thing to think about, that resonance is lower. So I will, this is recorded, and I'll put it up on my podcast, The Courageous Path, which is on iTunes and SoundCloud if you want to listen to it. Again, I'll put it up at some point whenever I get around to it. But hopefully you can do this on your own and just listen to sound healing at that 432 hertz frequency as much as you can, because it's so healing. So and actually, if any of you are going to be in Maine in a few weeks, in January, I'm doing a retreat called what the heck am I calling it? Self-Healing Winter Retreat with Cheryl Horton. And we're going to be experiencing some chanting and sound healing from my friend Amy Mandarano. Welcome, Eliza. And doing that, like, with different Sanskrit chants. So powerful. Oh my gosh. Every time I do that with her, she's one of my good friends, there's like tears. It's just so cleansing and powerful. So if you want to check that out, there's one overnight spot left, and there's a few day spots left if you wanted to come for the day and do that with us, a cold plunge, different meditations and writings. And then we'll do a cacao ceremony and have this amazing vegan food. So, and one last thing, for those of you who are thinking about the Intuitive Guide program, if you're not already in it, the certificate program that I'm offering starts in just a few weeks. It's a 10-month program training you to step into your soul mission, sharing your light, learning how to read the Akashic records, make a business, do intuitive coaching, guided imagery. And I extended the early bird rate due to a few requests until this Friday. So if you're interested, check it out. Yes, Amy's chanting is amazing. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I don't know who you are, but I guess I can't tell, but thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just turned 45 a week ago or something. Kind of weird. Anyway, all right. Many blessings to you all. Thanks so much for being here, and stay the course. May the force be with you. Oh, it's Julie. Okay. Hi, Julie. All right. Bye, everybody. Much love.